Okay, so we are live for another Bitzbox live show, and this week I am painting Mortarion, as I said last week that I would be, and as you can see I've already made a style on him, and we'll look at him a little bit more closely in a mo. So I got a chat thing on my box here, and I don't know what's up with the text. So I'll just have to try and sort the colour out there. Here we go. I don't know what's going on here. But Mad Cow Crazy is here. He says, first, yet last at the same time. He says, hope no Shrine of Chaos today. I think Dave does them every sort of few weeks. I was learning quite well last week, actually. Jay Thomas says, yo Mad, what's up? Playing Divinity Original Sin 2, and Jay Thomas is painting grots. Very cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that chat box on the actual video thing. The names are coming up in black for me. I don't know how it looks for people. Squeak says, hi, not painting, probably should be, but I just did a 500-word essay on a 4-paragraph poem, so I'm done. I don't miss them days. Hopefully sounds alright and everything. I've changed the camera angle slightly just because I'm trying to get Mortarion and shot a bit better as I paint him, so I'm sorry you can see this area. My hands will probably be going around all sorts as I talk. I've got a Fanta. Drinking Fanta this week. That's lovely and ice cold. Very nice. Yes, hopefully sounds okay. Picture's not too bad. Seems a bit hazy on my little screen for some reason. I don't know why that is. But yeah, Mortarion. So I've made a start. Jay Thomas says the sound is fine, and hello. Hello Jay Thomas. I hope you're okay. So yeah, I've made a start on Mortarion. I've done his wings. Mostly airbrush, but obviously there's some brush work there as well. Also, done most of his armour. Bring him up a bit closer. I'm thinking today we can work on his robes. Maybe his face. I'm going to focus mostly on his robes today. Yeah, he's huge. He is pretty big. You may have seen the size comparison video I put up. Still not quite as big as Magnus, but yeah, he's a large model. But so he should be for how much he costs. So, but yeah, he's been great fun to paint so far. I didn't want to sort of rush through him too quickly, especially as I want to be painting him on the show. But yeah, just straight away once he was built, I just started on them wings. I had an idea how I wanted to go with them, and that's pretty much what I've achieved, so I'm happy with them. Jay Thomas says, looks a blue purple fade on the wings. Cheers, I thought I'd add that in just. I'm trying to sort of go close to the box colours on the wings. And obviously the armour's matching my own Plague Marines, but the rest of it I'll probably do just similar to how he is on the box. Which I do have down here for reference. So there he is on the box. I can't see it too well on that camera, but I'll keep that nearby. Lay it down over here. So on the GW ones, he's got purple robes. He's also got white robes, and they sort of fade into a sort of bluish colour. So maybe give that a go. Well, I'm more sort of bone than white, so I'll probably stick more to the bone. Squeak says playing at a local tournament on Saturday, bringing corn, but I can't fit Scarbrand into my list, and that makes me sad. Yeah, I like Scarbrand, although I think I used him once on a bat rep and didn't have much luck, but he is quite interesting. So let's get some Nagrath Knight. Let's start base coating some of these robes. So I'm going to paint the purple areas. What is all of this around here? Chayton says painting spots on mushrooms is sort of nerve-wracking. As long as your paint's not too thick, you should be okay. Squeak says that's news to me. Gonna find that bat rep after this. Yeah, you might actually be a picture of Skybrand in the thumbnail for it. I think it was Korn versus Stormcast. He really didn't do too well in that. But that's mainly because he attracted a lot of attention and just got killed, I think. If I remember correctly, it was a few months ago now. Hot Dice says, what do you think about the post on Napfka? Suggestion Mortarion and the other new models from GW are not grimdark. I haven't seen it actually. I suppose Nurgle don't have that much of a grimdark sort of feel to them compared to other stuff. Thing is, the 40k universe is so vast. You know, it's like basically essentially a whole galaxy, isn't it? So you don't expect everything to follow the same sort of theme. So personally, I don't see that as much of a concern. Even though I like all the grimdark stuff. Yeah, I mean, you could paint them up in some really in a really sort of grimdark way. I mean, his face looks quite sort of menacing. Some of these areas are hard to get to. I'm one of these people. Mostly I just like to build a model and paint it, which is not always the best way to go. Some miniatures I'll keep in pieces. But with this guy, I want to do that size comparison video, so I want to get them all fully built, but that does leave some really awkward areas on him. Squeak says his friend who's trying to get into Warhammer and wants to play Khorne, so they'll have the same army, which will suck. Yeah, it's always nice to try and get people to play different armies, but if they really like Khorne, then you can't stop them, can you? Squeak's a fan of Hot Dice's channel. I haven't watched Hot Dice Miniatures channel, but I'll have to check him out. I don't know why I'm painting purple here. That's going to be bone, so let's leave that area. Go up here. So yeah, I undercoated this guy in like sort of a Nurgle green. Can't remember the name of the actual green. It's one of the army painter ones. Makes a really good base for these Nurgle miniatures. And Nicholas Spangler says, are we thinking they will eventually put out Angron and Fulgrim? I think so. I absolutely think so. There has been rumours about Fulgrim. I would absolutely love to see a Fulgrim demon Primarch. Yeah, that won't surprise me one bit. I think eventually we will. And one demon Primarch for each major Chaos God, and maybe some good Primarchs like Vulcan. Yeah, it's interesting. Like Vulcan, they sort of confirmed that he isn't actually dead, when it's sort of basically been in the fluff for years that he had died, or at least it was assumed he was dead. So the fact that they're sort of making it so he isn't dead probably gives you an idea that he'll probably come back. We'll see some others, no doubt. I'm like, play Caradron. I want to try them, but they're expensive. So you can buy it and not me. Yeah, I got really big into the Caradron Overlords when they came out and then just lost interest completely. But one day, my interest will peak again. I also got a friend who showed interest in 40k and wants to do World Eaters. There is just something appealing about Khorne, I think. Squeak says he wants to play Orcs but don't really know how to start 40k other than the starter set, which you don't like either armies in. Yeah, well, you don't need the starter set. You could probably pick up a rulebook quite cheap. I don't know how much they are on eBay, but you'd think they're probably quite cheap. And then, yeah, get some Orcs. Get the Index Xenos book that they're in, and go from there. Slightly different with 40k. I mean, you still have, like, I suppose in, yeah, get Start Collecting Box. I suppose in 8th edition you don't have to worry too much about the battlefield role of stuff as much, because there's loads of different force organisations you can take. So if you want to take a load of fast attack choices, you could. If you want a load of elites, etc., you could. But if you're just going for your basic sort of force org, then you just want a few troops. So I'm going too far down to the purple again. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're sort of going to about here. But that's fine. I'm going to put a brown over. It's quite hard actually on the back to see what starts and ends where with these robes. I'm trying to convince him he wants to play Emperor's Children, as he's rather homophobic, and I think it'd be funny seeing him with a bunch of pink noise marines. That's a shame, really, though, isn't it? So they've got... Oh no, I can literally just paint him however I want, but try and keep close to the GW stuff, I suppose. Why you guys got all these homophobic friends? So I've got plenty of awkward areas to try and get the brush into right now. He's homophobic, but he's got a gay brother. Okay. Yeah, he's got some sort of issue going on there. Yeah, if he's got your Vermin Lord, then keeping his good books until you get it back at least. I love the Vermin Lord miniature. I see there's a competition going on the AOS 28 page. That's basically like the Blanjitsu for Age of Sigmar. One of the guys on there is running a competition for monsters, like so you can convert and paint the best monster, and I was really tempted to really tempted to pick up a Vermin Lord and base something off that, but I just won't have time to do it. There's like a deadline. But I might still do that eventually one day, because that'd be quite cool. And making him play my Rainbow Warriors, that's amazing. So he's got this little piece. Yeah, if we could pair one up to there. He's got this little piece attached on his back. A couple of little like wooden stakes. It's quite cool. I'll probably paint that red, because he's going to have a red tabard on the front. Vandus is here. Hello Craig, hello guys. Hello Vandus. Pox and sickening blessings and kisses to all. Yeah. Yeah, we're probably all going to catch Nurgle's rot after this show. So I've got to do two coats of this purple as well, but it's come along. Squeak says Vermin Lord Rankins are 1, Screech Vermin King, 2, Vermin Lord Deceiver, and the Eshin one, and 3, the Corruptor. I have no idea which one's which, but they all look awesome. I don't know which one I'd do if I ever got one. No, I'll probably just convert it up to some sort of weird monster thing. I really like the Forge World one, I think it's a fantastic miniature. Vander says, have you guys ran a game testing for the new Death Guard Codex? Nope. Haven't played a game since Up After Glory. So, basically any game I play, you'll see on the channel. Jake Thomas says, a paint question. If you want to make Wazdagger red more corn red, what colour would you mix with it? I'll tell you what, why don't we have a go? I mean, I'd guess black. But I suppose we could do something like Dryad Bark, maybe. Maybe we'll test both. Where's my corn red? Right there. So that's the difference between the two. It's not a massive difference. So, if I had a clean palette, this would be a lot easier to do. Let's get an old brush. Bit of corn red. Yeah, J. Thomas said I was thinking Dryad Bark. Well, we'll try that. So that's the two colours side by side on the palette. You could just about see them there. I suppose on the palette they look a lot more different. So let's get some Dryad. Get some Dryad Bark. Do I have another brush? No, this one will have to do. With the darker colours, you just got to do very small amounts to begin with. Otherwise it goes very overpowering like it is there, and that's a tiny amount, and that's really going brown already. So let's get more Wazdagger red. Get quite a bit. Mix that in. That loses its vibrancy with that. So yeah, whilst some browns might do a trick, but you see how it's really sort of lost its vibrancy, and there's hardly any Dryad Bark in there. That's really gone sort of more peachy. Obviously the little tints would probably be good for keeping the vibrancy, but yeah, might as well just buy a part of this. Black. I think black would be probably, you need just a speck of black. So we'll get a small brush. That's Dryad Bark then. No, that's not Dryad Bark. What's that? That's Rhino's Hide. We don't want Rhino's Hide. Black. Where are you? There you are. Avalon Black. But yeah, corn red is a sort of, does have a sort of a red sort of wine look about it. So tiny amount of Avalon Black. Still gone way too dark. Just more Wazdagger. Mix into the edge there. Yeah, again, you sort of lose that wine sort of see you later, Squeak. Yeah, you sort of see there. Makes the red darker, but it sort of loses. They're so sort of different. Wazdagger's sort of a bit more pink to it as well. And that's a tricky one to try and get right, because you just lose that vibrancy of the corn red. Yeah, Wazdagger red's a weird one. It's nice though. Yeah, exactly. They're two slightly different. Maybe you could mix some orange into it. Maybe what we got here, Troll Slayer. Well, Troll Slayer orange is more like a dry paint. God, that's bad. That's so bad. Yeah, that's proper dried up. That's me putting my fingers in the pot that's had anything on it. We'll try a different orange. Go, I'll have to get a new one of them. Lid don't shut properly, so that's probably part of the issue. Fire Dragon Bright. No, that's just going too peachy still, isn't it? Yeah, that's a tricky one. To go from that to that is quite... That'd be quite a challenge. Yeah, that's it. Corn red's lovely though. I just wish they did a red slightly darker. Like the old Scab red, I think that was darker. I love the old Scab red. Yeah, Screamer Pink. Where is it? Yeah, Screamer Pink's actually a good shout. So dip a bit of that on there. Get our Wazdaka red back. Oh, and then maybe a tiny bit of dried back, maybe. If I add some more Screamer Pink to that, let's see what we get. That's no, that's more. That's closer, but it's still just not that bright. I think just to dry it back just takes it out completely. Yeah, you might have to play around with that. If not, just buy some corn red. I suppose another thing you could do is Wazdaka red and then maybe a couple of layers of Nuln oil over it to darken it down. Could try that maybe. Oh, something's fell out. I don't know what that was. Oh, never mind. Found that break. I feel really cramped today. It's because when I film this, I have the tripod like right next to me, so there's a big space here that's just lost. So I'm just like, yeah, no worries. I'm sorry we couldn't get there, but yeah, play around with it. Yeah, that's the one I tried, the Wazdaka dried back and Screaming Pink. It was close, but just needs that slightly bit more of vibrancy. Yeah, some glazes as well. I mean, you don't have to have the exact colour, but you could maybe get there through other steps. I quite like Wazdaka red. I think it's a nice colour. Maybe not so much for Berserkers, but I actually do mine with corn red, and then I've got Evil Sun's Scarlet as the lighter colour on that. I'm going to base coat the rest of the robes. Excuse me, it's going to be interesting when we go into these blues at the bottom, but that'll be fine. Now I'm wondering whether the cogs are turning, so I don't really want a base coat in Rakar Flesh, but I don't want a base coat in Celestial Grey either. I want to be somewhere between the two. Yeah, just buy the paint right off the bat won't be easier than. So you're painting up a unit or two for Harry over at Dark Artisan. That's very cool. Oh, wipe it in the red. Very good. Yeah, that's quite a nice colour. Might as well use what's still on the brush. Yeah, it's by the spray can, yeah. I'm really getting into using coloured spray paints lately. using them a lot now, more than I ever did. I used to always just be white, black or grey. Went for a big phase of using grey, and I still love using the greys from Army Painter because they are brilliant. But yeah, sometimes the coloured primers, they make life a lot easier. Brown's a really good one. I've been using brown for my Ogre Kingdoms. It's a really nice base colour to work from. Hip Hop Teletubby is here. Alright everyone, hope all is good. Craig, from what I can see, Morty's wings are looking beautiful, or is that neutral shadow? Thank you, yeah, I airbrushed them, so I always feel like when I airbrush something, I'm very modest if I get compliments, because, you know, airbrushing's quite easy really. To achieve an effect like this, not really a great deal of work I suppose, but, alright, you know, it's all a lot painted by hand on there as well, but thank you. Harry is here as well. Just came to say hi. I almost never missed a show. It's true, we do have a good little batch of regulars now, which is really cool. I really like that. I've tried the Might Duel, Magnus versus Mortarion 3 times. It's funny you should mention that because we have been thinking about doing a video where we have Magnus, Mortarion and Reboot Gilliman in a 3-way fight. And with some armies backing them up. So that may very well be the next 40k bat rep you see on the channel. Be the 3 Primarchs duking it out. That'll be a few weeks away. Just yet though, because I think our next Path to Glory will be the next thing we film. We're hoping next time we film, we'll get that in with a Shadow War game, but we'll see. I'm glad you like the wings hip hop Teletubby. Vander says he used a corn red primer for his Primaris and his Tyranids. Yes, just so handy. Jay Thomas says I'm modest, I'm a heck of a painter. I am quite modest when it comes to some things. Well, I still know that I could paint better if I wanted to. I could really go to town with some glazers and stuff like that and make it all really nice. I will be doing some glazing on these robes, mind you. But yeah, I try my best for at least the standard I want to achieve. Mad Cow says it was his 37th birthday on the 19th. Could I get a present? Yeah, this show is your present. You get to watch me paint Mortarion. Well, happy birthday for then. Hope it was a good day. Harry says, wow, this looks amazing. Will you gloss for wings? That could look nasty as it should be. It's not a bad show, actually. I didn't think about doing that, but maybe. Maybe a satin varnish would look alright. I don't know if I go full gloss, but I suppose they do look a little bit shiny now. Especially the brown areas on the end. I probably can't see it too well on the camera. but they actually look quite shiny. Must have just been the nature of the paint I used. Speaking of, the new Banjitsu video is great. Thank you, that was an absolute pain to film, that one. That took ages. And that took ages to upload as well, I don't know why. Took nearly 3 hours to upload that. I think my internet was just playing up. It's the only conclusion I can come to. Well, we're hoping when we do our Shadow War game that I'll be able to use my Banjitsu warband in it and just come up with some little custom rules for them. So that would be quite cool. Okay. So I need to work out. Maybe keep that bit, maybe make that bit purple and then have this bit white. Got very tatty robes, there's all mishmash of robes on him. Oh, thank you, Hip Hop. The wings are great. You took a simple technique of airbrush and made it look beautiful, perfect colour tone, and with a hint of purple, smash and job. What I can see so far. Yeah, I mean, I'm copying the GW wings. In a way, obviously I've gone a bit more on them. You can't really see on the camera, but there's like a hint of sort of bluiness there. And I sort of exaggerated that a bit, and exaggerated all the other colours as well. I thought that came out quite nice. And of course we've got the purple around them, but yeah, quite interesting, I think. I then used I actually used an oil paint, burnt umber, and did like an oil paint wash in all the little holes and stuff. I could have got a similar effect with Agrax, but I just wanted to be fancy. Yeah, iridescent medium's not a bad shout either. I'd always get a bit wary with that because if you put it on too thick, that can not do the right effect. But yeah, that's not a bad shout actually, because it's quite fun to play around with. So mixing up the base colour for these robes, probably not my brightest idea. It gives me the colour I want, but it's a bit of a pain. Well, I suppose we can be a bit messy towards the bottom here, so that's fine. We can just slop it on. It's only when we get near the top we can worry about being neat. These insides as well. Really, had I thought I could have airbrushed the bottom of the robes before I painted his armour and stuff. But never mind, we'll do some glazes and stuff, hopefully. That area there. And up there, so I think it might be time to switch to a smaller brush. I'm just using a really crappy old brush here, I don't even know what that is. I was restoring a lot of my brushes the other day. A lot of them have seen better days, but using the old brush soap and stuff on them it's really helped. It's mainly the sort of old, larger brushes. Obviously they don't get looked after as well. coming along. Harry says, so I don't want to spoil anything and I still have to watch the last episode of Game of Thrones, but oh my god. Great show, innit? So good. Yeah, it might be 2 years before the last season is released, which is just... Oh, I don't want to wait that long. Hopefully that won't be the case. So yeah, I apologise if most of the show is going to be me painting his robes. There'll be a lot of work to put into these, but it's a big part of the miniature, so... The armour is actually really easy to do. I really like a sort of like green to orange, sort of a gradient. I don't really put much work into it, but it's a really nice scheme actually. I'm sort of glad I picked that for my Nurgle force. Okay, so just the inside over there. Jay Thomas hasn't seen the new season. Ah, well. That's your homework. Your homework is to watch it. It's good. I suppose you don't need me to tell you it's good. So which one was it? This one. Jay Thomas doesn't know, but I don't have access to HBO. Well, neither do I. Over here it's on a channel called Sky Atlantic. I think. The thing is, I just torrent it. Not like you should do that because it's bad. It's funny because my I get it. I get it for my mother-in-law because she hasn't got Sky Atlantic and she loves it. So. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the new season. I just thought they hurried it along too much. Obviously it was less episodes than usual, and yeah, it just seems rushed in places. Just seemed really rushed. I mean, either that or some of the Ravens are on bloody steroids, because messages are getting sent through Westeros bloody quick. But yeah. I usually wait till it's out on DVD and then get it through Netflix. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Well, I don't think it's on Netflix in the UK, unfortunately. We don't get as much nice stuff as you guys. We still got some good shit on there, but not nearly as much as what you guys get. You think it'll just all be the same, but nope. I also need to watch American Gods. I've never watched that. In fact, I've never even heard of it. Is that bad? Jay Thomas, you should watch that commercial about Game of Thrones plastic boodles. Applies perfectly to those who haven't seen Game of Thrones. I might have to watch that. American Gods is fun. Okay, I'll have to check it out. There's a lot of stuff I do want to watch. It's just I find it hard with new stuff to sort of commit myself into watching them. Like if it's something I'm already sort of halfway through, already into, and a new season comes out, then I can just jump straight in. But when you sort of got to try and get into something new, I always find it tough just to find the motivation to actually want to watch it. Okay. Really awkward purple bits I've missed. I really don't like the GW purples too much, so for our further highlights I may have to jump into Vallejo or something. We shall see. Based on a Neil Gaiman novel. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out then. I got some series goals to make. Number one, soon Game of Thrones entire series all done. Gonna watch it straight away, day after day. Need to rewatch Primeval. Yeah, I never really got into Primeval. When you say Primeval, is that the same show that we had over here about like the dinosaurs and stuff, or is that something completely different? Because we had a show called Primeval. I don't know if you mean the same show. I tend to watch TV shows on days when YouTube content is slow. Yeah, we'll have to get some more videos out to stop you watching telly. With 3 jobs, wow, and a time killer hobby, I really don't have time to watch any shows, but with Game of Thrones I do make an exception, and with... Ooh, pardon me. And with Bitzbox. Yeah, well, if with a painting side of this hobby, it's quite easy to do. I do stay up to date with Marvel Netflix shows. Yeah, see, I've really lagged behind with them, and I really must catch up with them. Yes, Craig, that one with dinosaurs and risks through time. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Punisher as well. Yeah, Primeval. Because so I don't know if they've made an American version or what, or whether it's the same show, but it's just been ages since it's been on telly over here, but I think there's a main character, the blonde girl in it. She actually grew up in my hometown, and my nanny knows her mum, which is quite funny. Yeah, it's probably the same one. Yeah, she was also in the 5th Chucky movie, and she very amusingly got burnt alive in that. I say amusingly because it was a bit of a silly scene, but... Yeah, I never massively got into Primeval much. I think that kind of flopped a little bit over here. I think it was like ITV's sort of rival to Doctor Who at the time. Because it was on sort of similar time, I think. Yeah, I read that today about the vampire fleets. It sounds like it's just going to be formations at the moment, but who knows? There's been like a lot of rumours about sort of pirate-themed elves, and it would be quite something if it turned out to be pirate-themed vampires instead. But whatever happens, there's probably going to be a nautical-themed Age of Sigmar army on the horizon. Judging by some of the rumour mill stuff. But yeah, I think for now it's just going to be formations in this new little expansion or whatever it is. But it's cool though, I like some of the box sets what they're coming out with. Like to see some love for the Free Peoples, because they are so cool. I'd love to do a little Free Peoples army one day, but... trying to focus a bit more on my elves soon. I think after Mortarion I might do some more for my elves. But we'll see. I'd love to get a lot of the new Death Guard stuff together and get it painted quickly, but I think I'll just get so bored of it quite quickly as well. Okay, so I think the base coating is done for them. I'll just base coat the red areas with a mix of Wazdagger red, Screaming Pink, and Dryad Bark. And yeah, then we can start looking at shades, highlights, etc. Probably shade the purple and the red looking at the picture on the box. You're accidentally sharing things you shouldn't be regarding Game of Thrones, I assume. Clearly accidental by the sounds of it, right? It'll be a shame when the show ends. Let's just hope it has a good ending. Because obviously a bad ending can just really spoil a show, as we've seen with a few shows in the past, but can't ruin the show's chat. So yeah, trying to paint the tabard sort of between his legs at the back here is quite fun. Can't even see it. Let's get into the light. I apologise if my head just gets in the way. Oh, you trim a bit of it. Might be better to hold them up to this one. There we go. Never really gonna see in here, so I'll probably just leave it base coated. I mean, it wouldn't really have light catching it for highlights and stuff anyway. And we'll do this bit red. Satan says, man, I want Mortarion. Yeah, he's a lovely miniature. Not sure if I still prefer Magnus, maybe. I really like Mortarion's rules as well. He's quite good. His cipher's ridiculous. So he has like 6 attacks at full health, and you can do like a swoop and attack with his scythe. And for every attack with that, it does 3 attacks. So that's like 18 attacks at full strength, and it's like strength 8 as well. Or you can do just a 6 attacks at double strength, which is like strength 16. So still haven't got codex how to get tyres for my car instead of hobby stuff. Yeah, I has failed its MOT a few weeks ago, and we had to get a new tyre. Ugh, it's the last thing you want, isn't it? I think I'll go with Archaon next. Can't do him justice with my painting, I'm afraid. Oh, you might. If you really take your time with him, just remember, 2 thin coats. Once you get smooth base coats down, it's plain sailing after that. Here's a lovely miniature. I do want to get that miniature one day. It's an expensive miniature though, but I assume he must be huge as well. That's the way it always goes, yep. Especially with cars. There's nothing but money holes, aren't they? Yeah, save up a few bucks to buy a ridiculous toy but end up having real life responsibilities interfering. Yeah. What's funny, for the cost of our tyre, we could have bought half Mortarion. Crazy when you think about it that way. kind of screwed up Nagash. That White Walker's theme is just 3 colours and you really can't do much, and it's getting worse if you're a bad and slow painter. Yeah, that's the thing about card schemes like that. Because one of the test schemes I did for my NIDS was like the Geiger Alien scheme, but because it's such a limited palette, that doesn't scale up very well. And they just sort of look half painted. So I think that's for base coat and done. It took about an hour, but the base coat on the robes is done. So we've got the red in there, we've got the purple, we've got the grey colour. So yeah, not too shabby. So next, need a different brush. Where are you? We need non-oil, which is over here for some reason. Good thing about not getting the new Death Guard releases was actually making progress on my Iron Jaws. Oh, I gotta pick up something. Yeah, that's it. I'm really sort of refraining myself from buying too much now, because I've got so much to do. I've got boxes stacked up that I need to just at least build for stuff in them. If I can just do that, I think after Mortarion, maybe I'll have a couple of weeks of just building stuff. I may do the Death Shroud Terminators, maybe. I want to try and get these 3 Plague Marines finished as well. So that'll be my next aim. Got my little Inquisitor that I did on the Blandjitsu video there. I got a little guy for my Imperial Fists who's done, so can have a little bits and pieces done. I still need to come up with some ideas for other painting tutorials as well. Maybe get another one filmed on the channel for next week. We'll see. We're only really filming sort of every couple of weeks now, in terms of back reps and stuff. It's just finding the time. It might get easier over winter, but we'll see. So I was just trying to think of other videos to have in the gaps, really. After I knock out these and the grots to go with them, I only have the Primaris Chaplain to paint, but I'm not sure how to go about him. Well, there you go. Maybe that's for next. Maybe that's the next painting tutorial I could do, because I have one ready to paint. I quite enjoy doing the start to end videos on a whole miniature, but they take so long to film. Whereas, like, if you're just doing like a little quick tip, you can film it in like an hour or something. Whereas this guy took about 4 days. So, not like obviously start to finish, but... Please do oil washers, and also please explain why we should use them and what is different, etc. Yeah, that's a video I definitely do want to do. I know other people have done videos on oil washers, but I still want to do one. Anyway, I mean, that's originally why I actually bought them in the first place, is to do a video on them. So yeah, that might turn up soon then. Maybe I'll do that next week. I could even film it tomorrow, actually. I'm at a bit of a loss tomorrow. Right. I can wash this red up front. When is the time to say the army's complete? The army is never complete. Maybe it's complete when you actually just stop buying miniatures for it and everything that you do have is already painted. which never happens, does it? The trench coat is stumping me. Well, maybe that's a video I can look into doing then. I do want to do a video on like adding texture to flat areas and like doing like leather. Is one of the videos I want to do, like a sort of painting like a textured leather sort of effect. Maybe I could do that on him. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's good to get ideas. So we don't really need to add much to the recesses of this. Maybe I'll make up a little wash. Yeah, because that'll be fun. We'll make up our own wash. I just need to decide what colours to paint him. Well, with chaplains, they're normally in black. So, will look good with the rest of my rainbow warriors. Yeah, because he'll just be black, so he'll stand out quite a bit over the rainbow warriors. Unless you want to give him a Technicolor dream coat or something. I mean, that wasn't a serious suggestion, but now I think of it, that would be quite interesting, wouldn't it? His coat of many colours. So, where is it? Bear with me. Try not to knock the tripod over. That's the right one, yeah. Oh. There's literally no space in here. Hardest thing I find myself is to paint large areas like Nagasha's cloth. It's hard to put the second highlight. Yeah, I suppose there's not really many sort of larger areas. Well, there is large areas on here, but they're mainly on the wings and stuff. Shame I ain't got my Nagash. Yeah, really with that, if you just have the paint really thin, maybe sort of glaze your second highlight on rather than just paint on. So you have sort of a softer transition, then you'll find it won't look so bad. And you can sort of just put it where you think it should be. But really, yeah, when you do glazes, the trick is to not have much paint on your brush. Because that's when, because if you do, then the paint will run into the recesses and it'll be more like a shade rather than a glaze. And that's when it just doesn't look right. And we'll do a bit of glazing. Hopefully we'll have time today. Possibly. I don't know if I need to get my shades and highlights on first, so we might be pushing it, but we'll see. We'll see. I need to stop babbling. So what I want is maybe just Rakhar Flesh. Rakhar Flesh will do. We'll take our Rakhar Flesh. Find somewhere on the palette where there's not paint. For now, a little bit of water. And then we'll take a dollop of Flow-Aid. And we'll just pour some into it. Pour some into a lid. That's more like it. That gives us our own sort of shade wash. Using the Rakhar Flesh. Just deepen the recesses ever so slightly. Now, I keep calling these the white areas, but they're going to be bone. Okay. No doubt this will take ages to dry, but we can concentrate on the other areas while it does. Yeah, I mean that is a trick with glazing. You can get impatient, and if the other layers don't dry, then yeah, that can sort of ruin the effect a bit. My Captain and Gravis armour is metallic pink with a rainbow cape. So why aren't you sending us pictures of this? That sounds as awful as it does amazing. Yeah, hairdryer is a good idea if you want paint to dry quicker. Yeah, you gotta be careful with washers, it'll just spread them about a bit. Okay. So the non-oil wash is almost dry on the purple. Scoop up some of the excess there. And the red on the back hasn't had a wash yet. Oh, that's good. J Thomas has sent a picture, so we can look at that while we wait for some shade washes to dry. Yeah, cold air's probably alright. And obviously, I think someone mentioned on here before, just using an airbrush as well, just to spray cold air. So there's a little picture here of lots of rainbow warriors. They literally are a rainbow army. They are just Space Marines. I think we have seen some before, haven't we? They are funky. So there you go. Your looks like your chaplain probably will have a coat of May colours. So, and he won't look out of place. Where are they? Here they be. Let's get them on the big screen. So yeah, there he is in his metallic pink. It's hard to really give any thoughts on these guys, isn't it? I actually really like the guy on the right, like that sort of bluey colour. That's actually really nice. Yeah, wow. Keep in mind I'm painting them for my wife. Well, there you go. Yeah, I remember my other half's not really into painting, but she did paint some pink Necrons once, and they actually looked quite nice. So yeah, very cool. I actually, as a collective force, they do actually look pretty cool, don't they? Yeah, I actually quite like them, and maybe I shouldn't, but I actually really do. Angry Marine Successor Chapter, yeah. Literally the IMCA soundtrack on my mind, but they look really nice. Yeah, as Vandus was saying, just going back to drying, the cold air doesn't have any effect on the plastic or resin, so yeah, definitely a way to go. So yeah, we can start to highlight the purple. Purple's going to be quite straightforward. It does have a transition into blue on the box art. Maybe we could do a little bit of transitioning into blue and get a Cantor blue. Oh, I have no idea where it is. What's this one? Yeah, my Cantor blue is actually gone walkabouts. So we'll just mix up a dark blue. Take that one. I don't know what's happened to that. No, dude, it gives us a bit of a different type of blue. Oh, excellent. Bear with me, this is it's quite urgent. I say urgent, it's not, but I'm basically trying to sell stuff online and on one of the local Facebook groups, and someone's actually interested in something which I've been struggling to sell, so that'd be good if I can sell it. Actually, this blue I've mixed up works actually quite nice with the purple. There's not that sort of difference in tone much. Nice and dark. So it's just on his little flowy bits, shall we call them? Yeah, they're very vibrant. I like the vibrant colours on them. Have you made a wash on those wingtips? Just curious to check the vid. And what on these ones? That's literally just airbrushing. I've basically airbrushed a bone, which you can sort of see here. Then I've airbrushed like a khaki colour, which is this layer here. On the camera, it really looks really stark, but to the eye, there's a bit of a softer gradient. And then there's like a darker brown colour, which I've airbrushed just on the tips. That's really nice. They're all Minotaur Badger paints, but obviously you can use GW equivalents quite easily. That's like similar to XV88, I think. That's similar sort of colour. Yeah, it's cool that you can experiment with all your different colours on them marines. So yeah. Founder says, sorry, sell what? Had peeps here to talk. Just glimpse the conversation. That's just an old coffee table I'm selling on Facebook. It's nothing interesting or in any way miniature related. But it's cool, it's like in the shape of a Fender guitar headstock. Can you give me a rough idea of its size? I have no idea. I should have measured it, because obviously someone was going to ask me that. Bear with me. Okay, what have we got? J. Thomas, next army is going to be a glow-in-the-dark Drakari. Awesome. What? Okay, yeah. If they're like completely all glow-in-the-dark, then that'd be a bit weird. But if you did like the edge highlights all like glow-in-the-dark or something, that could be quite cool. Airbrush, figured because of a gradient. Result a bit harder to obtain, but possible on a regular brush. Yeah, lots of glazing and stuff. You could get there on a regular brush, but I'm too lazy. Too lazy. As much as I actually love doing glazed gradients and stuff, because they are really satisfying when they come out. I did all that on Vulcan, who people may remember from weeks ago. But they're still quite subtle on the armor. You can't really see on the camera, but they're sort of like, you can see some lines on the legs where it's like lighter and that. He's got on his bum there. Bit of fluff. One day I might finish him. Who knows? I haven't done anything to him for weeks. I just can't get motivated on him at the moment. Yeah, just the accents. That would be quite cool, yeah. Oh, that'd look awesome. Certainly keep us posted with that one. And I promise I won't steal that idea. So, yeah, let's get some Xerox purple onto the purple areas. Let's get some highlights going. Thin it out. Ah, did you say model of exposed brain awake with brain glow? Yeah. Vulcan's J. Thomas's terror in the field of battle. So yeah, the highlights, or more like a second sort of base layer really. First purple is just a thin down, almost to a glaze, but not quite. With the Xerox purple, gives us a nice softer layer because I don't want to be too stark with this. Probably very difficult to see on the camera where the highlights are, but. Doesn't help with the setup that it's all quite under the lights, but I don't know how you can really, or if you can really see. Now, it's very hard to see with the lights and the shadows and stuff how it's set up here. One day we'll have a better setup for this, I'm sure. Of course, when he's done, you can expect to see him on our Instagram page. At least. The Yetis from last week I posted up the other day. Of course, some of you guys might be aware that we are going to be giving away a Mortarion miniature on our Patreon. So anyone who's in the $10 or more pledge will be entered for the draw for him, and we'll be giving away a lot more prizes to people on them pledge levels over the coming months. Vanda says, oh, by the way, figured a new cool colour for base and rocks. That grey themed purple GW colour. It's a greyish purple kind of rock. It's so gorgeous. Alright. Cool. Is that one of the edge colours? Or what? Or is it? Or do you mean, what have we got? Like Warp Fiend Grey? Like this one? That is quite nice actually. Maybe Mortarion's rocks will be based that colour. Who knows? I haven't actually given it any thought. So... Awesome. Well, I may have to try it on this guy because it'd be quite cool. Do something different. So yeah, I've basically just hit all the flat areas, all the raised areas with a nice thin layer of that. Get it nice and soft. It's a good way to paint these larger areas, as we were saying earlier about the thin glazes and stuff, because then you can just build up your highlights gradually. And what's good with this first layer, I haven't got to be particularly neat either. So as long as we don't end up painting into the recessed areas, we're okay. There's quite a lot of this purple, though. Okay. But I think that's most of it. Now I'll probably do another layer of that. But before I do that, I'll move on to the red for a bit. Keep things interesting. Actually, I'm thinking of going with the Wes Dagger red because give me an excuse to use it. It's a nice colour. That can be our sort of highlights. On the red tabard, should certainly be dry on the front. Again, I'm going to thin it out. Always when I paint, I end up with loads of little puddles of water on the palette, which is handy. It's better than just dunking your brush in a big pot of water, because at least you can sort of control how much you're thinning your paints a bit easier. So again, yeah, this will be a nice soft highlight, but it'll probably be a bit more noticeable than the purple one was. A bit awkward to get to though. So just put them over here. There we go. Oh, don't want to go into purple. Sorry guys, I can just keep seeing my chin. Okay, so you can sort of see the highlights on there, certainly on the red. It's all very subtle on the purple, so there will be some more layers, I think. So we'll do the back. Try to hold it in a way where you guys can see it a bit better. Harry says, amazing work. What, from, is that aimed at me? He's getting there. I know I said was that aimed at me, like you're insulting me or something. Is that compliment aimed at me? How dare you? Yeah, he's a lovely model to paint. I'm really enjoying him. Find when you get a model like this, then it's easy to find the motivation Yeah. I'm sorry I said it in that way. Like, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, if you have a nice miniature that you want to do your, I wouldn't say your best work, but like certainly a better standard of work on, then you can find it easier to get motivated and take your time on it and make it look nice. And I think that's what I'm finding with this guy. Founder says Craig Mail. I haven't got anything through yet. Let's try manually. I haven't got anything through yet. So I just noticed there's a nice bit of spam in my inbox though. Someone's trying to do the old Chinese domain name scam on me. I always get tempted to play along with them, but wasting my time. Yeah, I haven't got an email through yet. I'll see what it does in a bit. And how's the connection for everyone? It's coming up with the orange bar, and orange bar is not good. It's not terrible, but it should be green. So I don't know what the internet's doing. Oh, it's been saying it might take a little bit. Okay, we shall wait patiently for that. What are you using as a palette? Plastic card. This is actually GW palette sheets. These are the last ones I got left. I really like them, but yeah, they'll be gone after this. I should be using my wet palette more. I've got it over here, but that's been there a little while. It's probably all mouldy and horrible now. I need to check that. Yeah, I should really be using that more. Oh, I better get back to this guy. Sorry, this is a guy about the table. Yeah, sorry, your Destruction Army. What have you got? And then we'll tell you what you can add next. So if you, yeah, give us a list of what you got in your Destruction Army. Aha, we have an email. We have an email. And then, yeah, it is essentially like glossy paper. And, yeah, the colour doesn't dry as fast on them. Because obviously it doesn't absorb the paint. But it's no different to using like a margarine lid. Okay, so we have a really pretty picture of a base, which I'm definitely going to share with people. Yes, we've got it, Van. Yeah, pretty much photo paper, yeah. Here we go. This is beautiful. Great work, actually. So that uses the Warp Fiend base on the rocks. So, have you then, like, washed them and dry brushed them, I assume? That's really nice, actually. That's a really nice base. I really should put more thought into my bases, because I don't do anything that looks like that. That's really nice. Really nice. Okay, so yeah, I'm a big fan of that. What's go? Oh, is that for your? Was that one for your spider? So you got 5 Ard Boys, 5 Brutes, Weird Knob Shaman, and 20 Moon Clan Grots. basically a weird knob, warband box, and a box of Moon Clan. Well, it depends what you want, really. Maybe some more brutes, more ad boys. But if you want something different, definitely a more crusher. If you want to go big, I wouldn't go with orc boys. I've used them a few times and they're just rubbish. I'm trying to think what else we got. See, a lot of my stuff is just sort of the big stuff, but I don't know, maybe Gore Grunters. They're not too bad. Could get Giant. Giants are really cool. Then there's a Mega Boss as well. You want the Mr. Structure? Oh, so you want mixed as well. So not just the orcs. You have a big Forge World Squig. One of our bat reps we used that, and it was hilarious fun. Really good miniature. Bit of a pain to put together. The Mangler Squigs are quite good actually. They're not that expensive. You get them on GW. They're a bit of a bugger to put together as well, but they're actually quite good. Really good. If you can get them into combat, they're quite powerful. Obviously, and then you could just go with some ogre stuff as well. I want to get some lead belchers myself. Yeah, that's another thing you can do with a Mangler Squig. Just put both of the squigs on a separate base. Not as fun though, because I think one of them's like squishing a grot onto the other one. Yeah, I really like the ogres. Obviously, I'm doing the Beastclaw Raiders. The Stonehorn is ridiculous, as you may have seen in our Path to Glory game. It is really tough to kill. The Beastclaw Raiders might work better as their own sort of standalone force, but it's still a really tough model. But yeah, Destruction's got a lot of cool stuff. I just don't like the regular orc boys. The Savage orc boys are quite good. The Bone Splitter stuff. So I think they've got 2 wounds now. Okay. So next, what sort of bone are we going for? I want a different type of bone. I want something a bit more pale. I might go with the ancient bone from Minotaur. I think I'll use this on the wings. Bone splitters with bows, yeah. One thing I find in my my orcs is that we do lack some range. Yeah, I like this colour. Being an airbrush paint, it's very thin bodied, which is ideal really. Yeah, I mean, orcs shouldn't be a shooty army anyway. They are a combat army, but sometimes in Age of Sigmar it's nicer to have a little bit of range, even if it's not like super effective. But I found some of the back reps we do if I've got these close combat armies. They will take a bit of a pound in the first couple of turns, but they do redeem themselves a bit towards the end once they get into combat. But usually by then it's too late. Yeah, I mean the Spider Riders box, I really like. I'll probably pick that up one day. Yeah, I forgot about that. I like them little new boxes they've got. I really like them. It's nice to see some of the older stuff getting repackaged like that and rebased, and that could be a really fun one to paint up as well. I know my suggestions are all thinking about what could be good in the game and stuff like that, but you know, sometimes it's about what would be enjoyable to paint and actually collect. And that'd certainly be really cool. So I suppose I need to do too much highlights at the bottom. I'm certainly going to need 2 or 3 layers of this colour. How are we doing for time? We've got 15 minutes. Next week I might be able to do a longer show. We could go to 2.5, even 3 hours if I really feel up to it. So yeah, that might be happening. If you guys can put up with me that long. I have no idea what we'll be working on. I'd like to think Mortarion will be finished by then, but we'll see. It might just be an epic build-a-thon. Who knows? Yeah, Spear Chucker teams. Good shout. Yeah, so if you're more into the getting stuff that looks good, then yeah, that spider box would be pretty sweet, I think. Or some sort of squig. I find squigs are really fun to paint. They're quite easy to paint, but they are fun. I wouldn't be upset with a longer show. That's good. I forgot to well, I didn't forget. I was gonna post up on Facebook today about the show, but I kept posting the link with last week's title, which really annoyed me, so I didn't post it in the end. So that's why it's not been as busy tonight, but it's good when you get when I get just a few of you regular guys on there and you keep the chat going. That makes it really interesting still. So we certainly get quality over quantity when it comes to our viewers. So big thank you to everyone who does tune in each week. That would be nice. Would be 12 here, but getting on time to work is overrated. Yeah, I mean, it would probably be about 11 here when I finish, but I'm really considering if I should make Death Guard Army. Lots of money to spend of them makes me wondering. New vehicle looks cool, but games-wise, they're bad, not worth it. I think the little one's actually not too bad. I mean, you can still take Predators and Land Raiders and stuff for them. Opinion on new Death Shroud models, price versus utility. I'm certainly disappointed that they're like basically free character sprues, so they're not really sort of multi-part, so to speak. That sort of disappointed me. Price is almost to be expected. I thought they'd have an extra wound. Like, they've still only got 2 wounds. I thought they'd have 3. So that surprised me a bit. I can't remember so much of their rules. I think the thing about taking wounds for a character is okay, but it's not brilliant. That's only going to protect you against sniper weapons. But even then, you're going to lose your Death Shroud. It's still quite expensive points-wise. So yeah, I'll definitely get some and try them out. I think the models look fantastic. I just wish they had a bit more you could do with them. Because I want to use the arms from one for Typhus, because I just don't like his pose at all. Yeah, they are really fun to paint, but they are quite time consuming, I find. These guys have been sitting here for a while. I'll probably work on them next. Who knows, maybe I'll be doing these next week. Who knows. But I definitely do want to get a lot of stuff built as well. Got plenty of stuff to build for my elves. Yeah, that's it. There's 75 points base. 82 points with the gauntlets. Yes, each. Yeah, I mean, that sort of roll of absorbing the wounds, I just don't think it's that great. I mean, they have 2 wounds each, so they could die pretty quickly. I mean, you know, most characters have 5 or 6 wounds. They've got 6 wounds between the 3 of them, so... And they're probably more points than some of the characters collectively. Yeah, so for that ability, I don't think they're that worth it. They are nice miniatures though. If I go with Death Guard, I'm sure 100% use Forge World stuff because it pays off on game. Yeah, Forge World stuff's nice as well. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a few layers of this colour, unfortunately, so I'll just do one more coat of this. Maybe we'll quickly move on to something else before the show ends. The only thing those guys are good is to shroud Mortarion for a turn of shooting, or at least half of it. The only big model to have that protection. Oh yeah, so yeah, I suppose it's got its place to for him. If they can stop wounds being put on him, that's fine. But the thing is, he's a lot quicker than they are, so for them to sort of keep up with him is going to be difficult. So they might not always be in the range to do that ability. There's still a lot of points to save a few wounds for. Save a few wounds though. Well, they're still not bad themselves. If you can get them into combat, they're pretty good. Yeah, Mortarion is good, but for a cost it's supposed to be good, yeah. Yeah, I mean, a Demon Primarch should be good. And he is awesome. New vehicles are bad because of a 4+ shooting. Yeah, it's the only thing about demon engines and stuff. It has a huge disadvantage. But, that's sort of a trade-off for having the 5+ invuln, isn't it? I don't have a think about the game itself. When I'm anti-army, I have a theme and I stick to it. Yeah, that's still a good way to do it. And I think GW are trying to reward people for doing that. Certainly things like command points and stuff sort of help, but yeah, I mean, I don't say it's like fluffy to have no vehicles in Death Guard, but yeah, here's a codex with Death Guard with their own vehicles, so yeah. Oh, that's paint. Yeah, I really love the Blight Drone. I think it's cool. Yeah, and the Blight Drones from Forge World, really good. Not done a great job with this highlight. Yeah, I love that that one with like the mower thing on. I think it looks so cool. I mean, I'll definitely pick up most of the Death Guard stuff eventually. It's just if I pick it all up when it comes out, it's just gonna be sitting in boxes for ages. I've still got a lot of Primaris stuff that I haven't even assembled. Got stuff for my elves. So much. I want to sort of stop doing that now. I'll just run that space. Nine attacks, nice. because the weapons buff is so good, both strength bonus and attacks. Even if it's hurt badly, it can still attack a lot. Nice. Yeah, they do seem like a pretty solid choice. I want Mortarion, a unit of Blightlord Termies, a Tallyman, a Fleshman Drone, and the Blighthauler, and the Codex, but that's all. That's still quite a bit, yeah, it's probably only about half of the stuff, isn't it? I'm certainly going to get at least one of everything eventually. It'll be nice to get them all on a bat rep one day. But it's going to be a while before they get painted. Still want to repaint the rhinos for them, but whether I ever get round to that. So Harry's off. Yeah, the show will be over in a bit, so you're not going to miss much. I just want to finish this purple highlight. So thanks for joining us, Harry. See you next week, hopefully. This brush is just, oh, I hate GW brushes. Just keep a bloody tip. And the Plague Marines, yeah, because the Plague Marines have so many options. It's weird that they've got like close combat options, but I really like the flail. I think it's really good. I really like it. Yeah, it's so good. And they've basically got a whole page in the codex themselves because there's just so many options. Yeah, I'll definitely be getting a squad or two eventually. Okay. Oh, what a difference having a decent brush makes. These highlights are looking a lot nicer with this brush. Okay, just a tiny little bit more to go and then we'll leave it there. I'll probably do a further highlight on this purple at some point. But it's getting there now. Okay. Yeah, blight launchers I really like. And the flamers. There we go. Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah, and the Plague Champion can get a plasma gun. Yeah, that's probably because of this miniature. Like, hey, I'm a Plague Champion, but look, I just got a plasma gun on my back. Sure. So, yeah. But that's cool. I got your blight launcher there. Yeah, really cool. I really enjoyed them. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thanks for joining me in the chat. It's always a pleasure to chat to you guys every week. I hope you're enjoying Mortarion. J. Thomas said sent you a pic of my little destruction army. I'll tell you what, I'll keep it, and then next week we'll get it up because we're overrunning at the moment. So yeah, next week hopefully I'll be able to show you off in all his glory, and if he's not done, we'll finish him off in next week's show. And if he is done, it'll probably just be a epic build-a-thon. See how much stuff we can get built. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. It'll probably be over 2 hours next week, so we can overrun a bit. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Vandus. Thanks again, everyone, for joining me. See you next week, 8 o'clock UK time, Thursday nights. See you all later.